Mr. Speaker, I have an amendment at the desk.
Clerk will designate the amendment.
Amendment number 3, printed in House Report number 114-136, offered by Mr. Takai of Hawaii.
Pursuant to House Resolution 288, the gentleman from Hawaii, Mr. Takai, and a member opposed, each will control 5 minutes. The chair recognizes the gentleman from Hawaii.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Gentleman's recognized.
Thank you. Aloha, Mr. Speaker. My amendment is simple and would help to address cyber vulnerabilities for stored government information at the Commodities Future Trading Commission. As the bill is currently written, Section 206 would require the Commodities Future Trading Commission to come up with a 5-year plan on technology acquisition. My amendment would add reporting requirements to Congress on plans of actions and milestones for any known information security vulnerability. My amendment would include a detailed timeline with specific deadlines for addressing the known threats to make sure we get any threat dealt with and solved in a reasonable amount of time. Mr. Speaker, we have seen recently that cybersecurity is a serious threat to our security, where just last week the personal information of over 4 million federal employees was compromised. This was one of the largest known cyber attacks on the federal network in our history, and only further underscores the necessity of this amendment. As we know, the threat is very real. Networks are being attacked constantly by a variety of different actors and for different reasons. For example, there is evidence that our financial institutions have been targeted and other actors out to steal one of the best drivers that we have of our economic growth, our intellectual properties. Cybersecurity is a problem that the entire government needs to address. The CFTC will be storing very sensitive information, and they should have a plan to place privacy safeguards on this information when storing government data. If we are going to discuss budgeting for technology acquisition, we should also be discussing looking at information security's vulnerability, a plan to address them, and have reporting requirements along the way. This amendment is common sense, and I urge my colleagues to support its adoption. I reserve the balance of my time.
Gentleman reserves the balance of his time. Who claims time in opposition? Gentleman from Hawaii.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I yield back.
Gentleman yields back the balance of his time. The question occurs on the amendment offered by the gentleman from Hawaii. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, no. Opinion of the chair, the ayes have it. The amendment is agreed to.